17-mile day today because I pulled up short and stayed over there at John's place. It's turned out to be a nice day though. The wind is shifted like I mentioned. It hasn't quite gotten to, it's been a crosswind, but now I'm turning the corner up here to the curve. It's going to be more of a tailwind, so that should speed me up. My last mile was 3 miles an hour. This one hopefully will be a little bit faster. Oh, and by the way, that was the Appalachian River. This is a really pretty country. A lot of getting into a lot of piney woods. Still some hardwoods here and there, but what John was telling me yesterday is that way back when the settlers all came in here, they started chopping down all the wood, you know, for fires and houses and buildings and things like that. So now the pines have taken over a lot of the places. Used to be a lot of sweet gum. We had some persimmons off a persimmon tree, a wild persimmon tree. That was pretty good. But anyway, pretty country. Noisy road. Well, there's a sign that means something. Pennies for progress. This road here was just paved. Can I take your picture, huh? Come back. Come and see me. Not many times you see an ostrich in somebody's yard, do you? Just strutting around. How about you, baby? Want to say hi? Say hi to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Bye, see you later. Strut your stuff. Well, here's what happens when you get a late start. You get in late to where you're going to be. And I still have probably another hour to go, so it's going to be definitely after sunset. But, so this is Madison, Georgia. And this is actually the historic district of Madison, Georgia. It's got a lot of old antebellum style of homes. In fact, here's a pretty good looking one right here. Pretty nice. And they've been all up and along down this street here. This is 441 coming in the center of town. Hopefully I can get into the downtown district and show that to you before it goes dark. But Madison was founded in 1809. It was named after President James Madison. In fact, a lot of the streets here, when the town was laid out, were named after presidents up until that time, and then I guess some famous people as well. Madison was a stagecoach stop on the route from South Carolina to Atlanta, I believe. And it was considered to be most genteel type of place, high class and all that. And Madison was also a place where plantation families in the surrounding areas that had their big plantations. This is also a place where they had their in-town homes. So kind of backwards from what we do today, right? You know? Today people have their regular homes in the city, and then they go out to the country for their other homes. So that's kind of interesting. During the Civil War, Madison was not touched by Sherman's army. If you know your Civil War history, when Sherman came marching through here, not only did he burn down Atlanta, but he caused a lot of ruckus and destruction along his route through Georgia. And the reason that Sherman didn't do anything here is because there was a congressman in the House of Representatives who resigned his position, and he was a Unionist, he wasn't a Confederate, and so because of that fact, that he came back here to Madison to try and I guess save it, so to speak. Sherman bypassed Madison and didn't do anything. So good on him, right? So anyway, this is the historic district of Madison. And then if sun's still up, I can show you the downtown area, which I guess is considered one of the nicer historic areas in Georgia to take a look around. Okay, the Morgan County Courthouse here in downtown Madison. It's a lot more impressive in person, but sitting right there on that corner with the sun striking it, it's really a pretty sight. So as you can tell then, Madison is the county seat of Morgan County. Ugh, get over here. Not only did Madison have all the plantations and farms and stuff, that's what its industry was way back in the early 1800s, but after the war, the Civil War, a lot of factories, mills, things like that became the industry here. But Madison still retained its charm. Take a look at this here. And look at this building right here. It's kind of pretty, the sun striking it. Madison, like I told you, was spared during the war. Another reason why people think that Sherman didn't burn the place down is because he thought it was so pretty. Well, again, the real reason was because of that congressman and everything. Howdy. So Madison, Georgia, pretty little town. I'm going over on the opposite side of town. And let's go down this way and see what we find. And here's a little bit more. It's kind of sad, you know, when you got these nice little towns, but it's a busy highway that's going through it, and you can tell. Look at all the signs there. 4 highways going through the middle of town. There is a bypass road that goes around the town, but you can still see this is really busy. But Madison, Georgia, pretty little place. Good morning. So yeah, I did get in real late last night after dark. I stopped at the supermarket to pick up the next 2.5 days worth of supplies, food. And then I ended up going to Cracker Barrel And then when I was heading out of Cracker Barrel, I think it was almost 8 o'clock, this guy is pulling out of the parking spot. He said, "Hey, you need a ride somewhere?" So I was only going just another, I don't know, a little bit more than a quarter mile on the other side of the freeway, or the interstate as they call it here, to camp in the woods. It's actually, it would have been an okay spot, but I had already made the decision before I saw him that I was going to just go grab a cheap motel over there, because I didn't feel like trying to find a spot. It was on private property, corporate-owned timberland. I didn't feel like trying to find a spot in the dark, and you know, it was cold and all that. So he took me over to the motel, and that worked out well. So thank you, Ethan at the Cracker Barrel, and also Megan at the Cracker Barrel. You can do it. Just go ahead and do it. LBD, Megan LBD. So now today's goal is a piece of Forest Service land, but the nice thing is, look at this. So far the first mile, oh, what's this here? Maybe I ought to go check it out. So far the first mile and a half has been dirt roads, and I think I've got, I think over half of my day today is dirt roads. That's nice. All right, I'm going to check this out here. Maybe it's a water treatment plant, huh? Let's see. Indian Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant. That's what it says. All right. So I'm back on down the dirt road. Indian Creek Road is what it is, and going to some place off of Gladstone. Is it Gladstone? Starts with a G. Here's an interesting artistic effect made by nature right here. Look at this. Right there. So that's the outline of a leaf that was sitting on the road, obviously when it rained yesterday, and so the ground all around it got wet, and then the ground started to dry around it after the rain stopped, but underneath the leaf it remained wet. And then either when the wind came, or most likely when this truck that just passed by came by, it picked up the leaf on its tire, and it's created that artistic imprint in the ground. Huh. Here's another one, kind of. It's in the same tire track. And here's sort of another one. Maybe not. Interesting. Oh, here, let's try it out. So here's a leaf. Take it off. And voila, there you go. Hey, maybe I've discovered a new artistic technique. Leaves on the dirt roads, when it rains, let them sit and then pick them up. Then what do? Cut out the road and mount it, or in a frame? Question for you. If you were going through miles and miles of woodland like this, nothing around, and there's no trespassing signs or keep out signs or whatever, would you go on that land? Yeah, I think I would. However, if you came across a sign like this, would you still go on that land? I don't think I would. So smile for the camera, wherever it is. Hello. There's a trail camera around here somewhere. Hello. Hello, hello. All right, going through a little place called Godfrey. which looked like there was maybe a little bit of a town there at one time. It's just a bunch of houses now, or not a bunch, but a few houses here and there. But countryside's really changing. It goes from the woodlands over there, the piney woods, to the rolling hills, farmlands and plantations, or probably old plantations. This is Godfrey Road. See, I'll be on this until I get to Glades Road, and Glades Road is the road I was thinking about, not Gladstone, where I'll be camping off tonight. Me in the rain, if it turns out. It's gotten really cold. It felt warmer earlier, but now it's cooled off. That's a nice combination, isn't it? Cold and rain. Ugh. Passing by this little country church out here. This is a good message for these times, right? Stop worrying. God's got it. Yeah, that is pretty good. You know, what does worry do us, right? I've thought before in the past that if we worry about something, whether something's going to happen, something bad, you know, and it turns out something good happens, what has that worry done for us? It's just kind of taken off a little bit of the tinge of the good thing that happened. And yet if we didn't worry about things, and when the good things happen, then we haven't lost any iota of the good part of that. And then the second thing too is if we worry about something bad potentially happening, and that bad thing does indeed happen, what have we done? We've compounded the suffering of that. So I've kind of harshly told people in the past, you know, it is real harsh. You know, when they're worrying about something, I just tell them G-O-I. G-O-I. Simply get over it. And that kind of ties in, you know, with my philosophy on time as well. And that philosophy being just simply try to live just in the moment and forget about what time may bring in the future, what time gave us in the past. But just live in the here now, because when we're in the here now, we're not going to worry about, gee, maybe I'm got to get somewhere real fast, and so therefore I'm going to miss the enjoyment or the beauty of this right here. Or maybe on the flip side, we'll be thinking, the minutes are just dragging on so slow, and I've had too much of this beauty already. And then also, you know, with time, I think if we get rid of time, or if we live in the moment, I think that helps to alleviate worry, right? Because worry is a time-based thing. We worry about something that may or may not happen. We worry about if we have enough money or not. And that money thing is also a time thing, because we worry if we're going to have enough money to do this or that or whatever. We worry about what happened in our past. So many things about worry. But if we get rid of time, I think maybe worry kind of goes away as well, because we're just right here, right now. And then that will help us to simply just practice GOIing. Get over it. Yeah. I think this is the kind of woods I'll be camping in tonight. Yeah. That's a quick segue, right? Okay, end of philosophy session. Did you ever wonder what it would be like to work in one of those places? I think it would probably be a good been a nice job, you know. You have plenty of time to think, right? And not only do you have plenty of time to think, you have plenty of time to think and look at all the nice surroundings. Yeah. But I guess no more. Things fenced off, it's overgrown. Huh. Well, I wonder where this congested area is. It's not up there. It's not down there. Maybe it's above the rise of the hill here, huh? Let's go find out. On second thought, I think it might be because of hunting season. There was another sign past that on the left-hand side there. It said, was it B.F. Grant Dove Field area? So maybe it's a dove hunting area there. Maybe as well as deer and stuff during season. And so I guess I could envision a bunch of trucks being up here and being parked along the side of the road doing their hunting thing, and that's what would make it congested. Because I certainly don't see anything up ahead. It rained last night. And it was cold last night. You know, for me, rain and cold don't mix. I'd rather have snow and cold. But it was okay anyway because it was a straight down rain. There wasn't really much of a wind, if any. So didn't have to worry about any of it potentially blowing in or under the tarp there. And I used the hammock last night even though it was cold, but I kept warm enough. And as you can probably see, it's been raining this morning. Been using an umbrella. Camped out in the middle of the forest last night, National Forest. That's what I'm doing tonight. In fact, today is an 18.5 mile day. No services, no resupplies, no water. Gonna have to dip into a creek up ahead here. But I do want to say thank you very much, Carol. I was walking along the road here in the rain, and she stopped and she said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to Florida." She said, "Well, I can take you up to 441. You can go to the truck stop and get a ride there." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's not like that." So anyway, she still offered me a ride. I just went a few miles down the road. She dropped me off at the corner up there. So my 18.5 mile day potentially got shaved to maybe 14.5 or 14 miles, well, maybe a little bit longer. So now I'm just trying to decide if I want to set up early today or go a few miles further, or a couple miles at least, so that tomorrow's day into gray won't turn out to be a 17.5 mile day like I have scheduled. So we'll see if it's we'll see what the rain's gonna do today. All right, that's it for now. Might not see you much more today. Hey, do you remember last year in Indiana when I had to go? Well, I didn't have to, but I went across the old iron bridge for the shortcut. Wonder if I should take this as a shortcut here. Get over this river. Oh, no, I guess I don't have to. That would have been fun though, huh? Murder Creek, I think this is called. Murder Creek. Well, this place showed up at just the right time. Can you tell what it is? Any guesses? It's a shooting range. It's not open. It's only open Thursday to Saturday, I think it said. But shh! Don't tell anyone. I went underneath the gate so I could get out from the rain. But I want to show you this. Here's a bunch of information on how it works when people buy guns, and this is the real good cheat sheet right here, the Cliff Notes version. You buy your guns and ammo, the manufacturers pay taxes, that revenue is given to state wildlife agencies, and those agencies use the funds to purchase land for wildlife, and then in turn millions of acres are set aside for wildlife. So when you're buying guns and stuff and practicing your Second Amendment rights on the gun range, those taxes are also doing good things. Just think if all the taxes from gun sales and ammo sales hadn't been made, then we wouldn't have a whole bunch of wildlife agencies, or wildlife agency land maybe for for us to enjoy. Anyway, I'm going to sit here from under the rain for a bit and figure out where I can get some water, because I'm just about out of water. And I'm going to have to dip into a stream here somewhere, and all these streams have been pretty muddy looking. It's not like I haven't had muddy water in the past, but I kind of like clear water better. All right. Well, I came across this place. This road just turned into a dirt road, which is nice. And I just came across this place, and for whatever reason, you know the song Country Bumpkin? I think I played that last year, but for some reason this makes me think of that song in the last verse of it. It was 40 years later, in a quiet and peaceful country place. The heavy hand of time had not erased the raptured wonder from the woman's face. And then it goes on, the verse goes on. But yeah, interesting. Country Bumpkin, the last verse. Don't know why that place reminded me of that.
And her son. And she said, so long, country bumpkin. The frost is gone now from the pumpkin. I've seen some
What road is this?
since bumpkin.
I don't know. I think it might be Union Hill Road. I don't know. I know I'm still in Putnam County, I think. But it's a wet road. Been raining all day. Looks like it's kind of tapered off, and maybe that's going to be it for the night. Over here is some private land. There's Forest Service land back there on the left. I was going to camp in, but I decided to go another 2.6 miles just to make my day shorter tomorrow. And that's going to get me into wherever it is I'm going to camp about 30 minutes before sundown. And here, look at this. All these white signs that they've stapled to the tree. You think somebody doesn't want you on the land there, huh? So I'm not going to go there. But where I am going, there's actually a Forest Service land. It's on the other side of this little track there. And I'm camping on a little corner of it. Over by a creek, I think. I did find some water back there. at an old country church. There's actually a water spigot there. And the first gulp I took was really metally, so I let that thing run for about 5 minutes. Still got a little bit of metal taste, so I don't know if that's just from the pipes or if it's inherent in the water. So if you don't hear from me anymore, you know it was something in the water. Arsenic? Iron? What else can kill you that's in water? Oh well. See what happens, huh? Well, here was the cozy spot last night in the midst of all these trees. But I want to show you something here. It looks like this part of the forest. This is part of the Oconee National Forest. But it looks like they're getting ready to harvest some of these trees. A good number of them have either the pink ribbons or the orange paint around the trees as if they're going to harvest them. And if you look at those trees, they're nice and straight. So the nice thing though is that it doesn't look like they're going to clear cut it. They're just doing only select trees, which is I guess a good management practice, right? To help the forest to sustain itself. So anyway, Oconee National Forest. And now it's into gray today. It's into gray on a gray day. About 14.9 miles. And then tonight, I think I'm going to try and camp in a dugout again. I saw the recreation complex on the southwest part of town, I believe. Looks like there's, I think there's 8 baseball diamonds there. So hopefully I can get into one of them and then not get caught. See what happens. All right, let's finish packing up here. And it's late. What's news, right? You know what I've really enjoyed these past 2 days, well, yesterday and now into today, is being able to mostly just walk on dirt roads. There was a little part of the day yesterday where there was asphalt. It was a small road. But today, it's been dirt. Most of the day yesterday has been dirt. Just makes me, I don't know, think back to simpler days, right? And sure, asphalt is, paved roads are a good convenience, but something about dirt road that makes a place homey and comfortable. And I've been starting to think, you know, with this kind of being the home stretch, so to speak, here in Georgia, and then getting into Florida, what's next on the agenda? And I've been thinking I want to do dirt roads more. There's a trail called the Trans-America Trail. It goes across the U.S. It starts, it goes from North Carolina to Oregon, and it's cutting across the U.S. on mostly dirt roads. So it sounds intriguing to me. I don't know if I'd walk it or if I'd drive it, or if I do a little bit of both. So, see what the future brings, huh? But I guess I should get back to work too. All right, continue on the dirt roads. This is going to take me to a road called, I think, Hungerford Road. I turn right on that, and then I think that road's going to be paved, and that'll take me into a little highway. And that highway, of course, will be paved into gray. And I think the next couple days will, for the most part, be little back roads paved, I think. Yeah, I guess there'll be some highway walking as well. Don't know if I'll have any dirt roads the next couple days. But then coming out of Warner Robins, I'll take a day off there. And then coming out of Warner Robins, somewhere down in that section between Warner Robins and the Georgia-Florida state line, I think there'll be a number of miles of dirt roads. And I seem to remember looking on that gravel maps that there's dirt roads in there that are sandy. But I think I skipped those, hopefully. And we'll see. Walking on sand. Ugh. Here's a pretty little site. This is on Hungerford Road. I think this is a private dam, private little lake. But just think what this would look like when it's all green. It's pretty right now, but think of what it would look like when it's green too. Yeah. Well, I feel sorry for this little guy right here. He's alive, but you can tell he's hurting right there. But he is alive, so let's hope you heal up, okay? And yeah, just be careful when you're crossing the road. But please heal up, and yeah, I kind of feel sorry for that guy, you know. Haven't seen many turtles, I don't think, on this trip. Well, I have seen a few. That's the first one that I've seen that's been injured. Saw an armadillo smashed up on the road yesterday. An armadillo. I didn't know armadillos were here in Georgia. Northern Georgia, anyway. And here's yet another homestead that time seemed to have forgotten. Huh. Let's walk in the middle of the road just because we can say we can, right? Nobody coming over there. Nobody here. All right. Walking in the middle of the road. Ah ha 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 ha. Well, I was coming from this direction on Hungerford Road. I think that's what this is. I saw this tower from a distance. I was going to get a picture of it, and then I noticed I've got some spectators up there. You see them? Just watching me come, huh? Reminds me of the two, those are crows, obviously, but reminds me of the two vultures on the original Jungle Book, and the play on the words of the song, "We are friends, we are friends, we are friends till the bitter end." Anyway, it goes on to say, the song goes on to say, "We never met an animal we didn't like." Okay, that's my mangled song verse for now. Well, here's another one of those old abandoned roads. This is old Highway 11 right here. And then it stops right there. And then here's new Highway 11 Although I think new Highway 11 is probably not very new. But the nice thing is there's these train tracks here that I'm going to walk on, that they're paralleling the road all the way into town. And I don't think I have to worry about any trains. Look how rusty the tracks are. They're pretty rusty. They haven't been used a lot. And the nice thing too is, even though they haven't been used for a while, these ties are in pretty good shape, and the ballast is pretty much level with the ties, so I think I'll have a pretty good job of being able to walk on here. Let's see what happens. Well, on a cold, gray day, here's the town of Gray, Georgia. We'll go down and look at that building in a second. This appears to be the crossroads of a few highways, but for those of you who know your music history, do you know what Gray, do you know who Gray, Georgia is famous for? Pause the video, type your answer, otherwise I'm going to tell you right now. Gray, Georgia is famous for Otis Redding. And the only other thing I know about Gray is that it was formed in the 1850s. The area contained a bunch of plantations. In fact, a few miles out of town that way, there's a preserved Gerald Plantation State Historic Park. Gray also had some pistol factories for the Confederate Army back during the Civil War. And presently, Gray is the county seat for Jones County. So now, I'm gonna go try and find a place to eat. There's a pizza place there, but I don't feel like pizza. So, howdy. I'm gonna go down to the market, stock up for the next 2.5 days, and then I think I will, what will I do? Sleep out in the dugouts tonight. 29 degrees, oh! And by the way, that's the courthouse for Jones County. That's pretty, isn't it? Huh. Alright, let's go find something to eat, get out the cold. Well, here's another one of those nothing happens by chance things. So last night, I went to the supermarket to stock up, and as soon as I got there, after I showed you the Otis Redding thing, and as soon as I got there, I remember, oops, I put my sticks down over there near Otis Redding. So I had to walk, that was probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe almost a mile, back to get them, and then go back to the store. And then after the store, I was going to find a place to camp out in the cold. But as I picked up the sticks and I was coming back to the store, I passed this church, which I had previously called to see if they had some place where I could sleep under a picnic shelter or something. Anyway, I noticed there was a car there, so I went inside, and there was a guy there named Logan. Thank you very much, Logan. And so I told him, hey, any place here that I can get out from in the cold? He said, well, we got this prayer room that's open 24 hours a day. And I said, you do? Yeah, you can just you can stay there tonight. So thank you again, Logan. I set up right there, and it was nice. As you can see, it had heat. And so now, nothing happens by chance, right? So getting out from the 29-degree cold and the dew out there. And thank you once again And then today, or tonight, it'll be the same thing. I'll be out in the cold unless I find one of those nothing happens by chance things, or who knows, you know, right? Ah, yes. All right, so today's thing is 17 and a half miles, I believe, just to some random piece of forest land. I noticed it's bank owned, so I figured that would be the least bad stealth camping. And then tomorrow, this is yeah, and then tomorrow night is some random piece of land again as well, and then the next day will be the day off, so, or going in for my day off on the following day. That makes sense. All right, let's get a move on. Wow, this is amazing. On YouTube once a long time ago, I saw a video of a deer that was stuck in a fence, and a couple guys helped get it out. Look at this. I've come up to a deer stuck in a fence.